Peace to the gods, peace to the earths. This your man, the King of Truth. King of Truth is Allah. Coming on this Culture Freedom Day. Culture Freedom Day, or Understanding Knowledge Day of January. Understanding Knowledge. Right? Oh, man. Pardon self. Oh, man, I'm what, man? I'm working all day. Pardon self. Kind of rough. But I'm gonna talk about these haters some more, man. I guess they think they in love with me, right? Men, I got men, and I guess a little woman think they in love with me, but they, in my opinion, clinically depressed, right? I get up, go to work every day. That's a car hauler behind me, man. That's a rough job. I take my hat off to them, right? That's a very rough job. Car hauling ain't no joke. I tried it back in '98. I was like, it's rough, man. Car hauling and overpass, bridge construction and highway construction and building buildings. It's very rough, right? It's very rough. So peace, right? So, I got haters, right? And offline, now I've been addressing these haters, and they pretty famous. They like world famous. They supposed to be rich, wealthy, millionaires, multimillionaires. They supposed to be. But I don't know what it is about me that keeps them coming back or thinking they can with me, right? And so it's things are coming to the light, but you got to be careful on how you take in what you being shown. And so I'm talking about the Gay Unit BMF documentary, right? Now, I already put up on my IG a different version of by one of the participants of the documentary, Cavario. You can go to Cavario online and I guess type in the YouTube search bar Cavario speaks about Club Chaos, Wolf versus Big Beech or whatever, right? And he will tell you that Wolf, in this documentary that they showing on Stars, they are saying Wolf was the shooter. So they got Cavario in that documentary, and they got Cavario with his own interviews. And in his own interviews, he said Wolf was at Magic City, Atlanta, bodyguarding T.I. and Tiny. And so, through the years, I learned some police investigation techniques and methods. And they say it's a science behind solving crimes, right? And so, Cavario, and so y'all need to check that out. And so, Cavario is saying, Wolf was in Magic City with him and T.I. and Tiny and some other people. And he got a phone call and he took off. So now you got to do the math, right? How long did it take for Wolf to get from Magic City to Club Chaos? And then you need to know some things. You need to know if any 911 calls came in about people shooting in the parking lot and what time those calls were, right? Because if calls came in before Wolf got there of shooting, that means he's not the shooter and somebody else is, right? Now, I done heard a lot of things about who's the other shooter. I ain't gonna go there right now, but I'm going to bmf-faggotycent, the gay unit, and, bmf-beech, offline, trying to be street, trying to be hard and tough, trying to be street, calling me a snitch, right? I ain't no snitch. Faggovelli has, wanted us to call me a snitch. I ain't no snitch, and I got videos on YouTube talking about snitching and what snitching is and loopholes in snitching, right? One loophole is when your crew turn on you, like Sammy Gravano, right? They say a snitch. Well, Sammy, get out from under that. If the story that's out there, before was John Gotti is on the wiretap in one of his businesses in the office that he didn't know that was wiretap, putting a hit on Sammy. Now, first movies and first documentary show Sammy Gravano and John Gotti. Sammy was like John Gotti's right-hand man, his hitter and his right-hand man. Like Sammy knew where all the bodies was. So they say. Sammy, from what they saying, didn't show no signs of unraveling and couldn't hold his tongue or nothing like that. But John Gotti knew indictments was coming down, and he was meeting with some other people about who they think was gonna stand up and who was gonna fold. And John, and so they asked him, what you think of Sammy? I don't know about Sammy. And then so should we clip him? They say, yeah, clip him. And so Sammy, research say, books say, written by actual hitmen, say that Sammy was the one that put the trench coat mafia or the trench coat hitters and the Russian hats together. He brought together. He assembled 3 or 4 hitters to hit Paul Castellano. Now, Sammy Gravano's still alive. He got a YouTube channel. Sammy does interviews on black and white podcast shows. And he's getting older, and so he's talking about the mob life back in the day. And it's Sammy the Bull Gravano, right? And so they say Sammy put the hit team to hit the boss that was in power so John Gotti could take power. And the movie show Sammy and John sitting in the car watching the hit go down, right? And so Sammy was instrumental in putting John Gotti in power. And then years later, when the mob is finna take some hits, John Gotti want to put a hit on Sammy. I say, no, man, he should have, told Sammy to do what Al Pacino did in The Godfather, leave the United States and go somewhere else and lay low. Maybe get a face over, a face reconstructive surgery or something, right? But to think Sammy as disposable after he helped make John Gotti the boss, is disrespectful. So, the loophole is, John Gotti turned on Sammy first. And so, and the FBI brought this to Sammy's attention and asked him what he want to do. You see? So I don't think that's snitching, I don't think that's snitching. I mean, they gave him no choice. So, and then snitching is when you tell on people that you down with to save your own ass, right? Whether it be from the police or people that you done wrong in the streets, and they catch you, and you tell on people who you was with that done something to them, right? To save your own ass, or to get them killed or hit with you because you don't want to take the hit or the killing by yourself. That make you a snitch, right? I ain't no snitch because I ain't never been down with bmf-faggotycent or BMF or bmf-beech. Never been down with them. Never met none of these dudes. Nah, Faggotycent didn't roll past my crib numerous of times. I've seen Faggotycent once before he died and many times after he has died. I've seen him in Detroit, and I seen vehicles he been in Georgia, right? So he ain't dead. I don't know Faggotycent. Don't know nobody that know him. Don't know bmf-beech. My connection to bmf-beech was some friends that lived in my neighborhood that I went to high school with. And so I never met Beech or nothing. But I must be cool enough for motherfuckers to run up on, think they're reaching out to say, dog, can you, pick me up, promote me, support me, back me up, or whatever. I'm saying, all right, nigga, you know what I'm saying? But I don't know these dudes. And I didn't know they was snitches, rats, turncoats, two-faced. I didn't know they was rapists. I didn't know they was snitching. Right? So I'm gonna put some pictures up here, after, and I'm gonna show you, Faggotycent like to use the word snitch a lot. He liked to, and part of the problem is he didn't call people. He's been called snitch so much, he tried to ease that on the other people. And so he been doing that a lot to me, calling me a snitch. I don't know this dude. I haven't told nothing that ain't public. Like the only thing I have told that ain't public is that his mother may have been a prostitute because she don't know, according to her and him, who his father is. How you not gonna know who your father is unless your mother was messing with a lot of dudes? See what I'm saying? So that's the only thing that, and so I come to that conclusion based on him not knowing who his father is. And his mother not telling him who his father is, like she don't know. If you don't know who your child father is, see what I'm saying? So, but I ain't said nothing that ain't out here. And now Faggotycent different. People believe he alive, and he's not. He a pest today, yesterday, today and tomorrow. He a pest. I think he trying to get himself picked up by the police and taken back to court that way, instead of being man enough, bold enough, bad enough to go turn himself in like he ready to face these charges again, based on the appeal he received. You see? So, but I ain't down with a rapist, and I ain't down with snitches. Now if people gotta do what they gotta do. And I don't call people snitches. But, if they claiming they street and they they all the way in the street, and they like to call everybody snitches, and including me a lot. I said, wait a minute. So I'm watching this Club Chaos episode of the BMF documentary, right? And it said Wolf died, Riz died, and it's showing people telling how Wolf in the club that night, and Wolf did it, and Wolf shot, and Meech backed up, I guess, a story he put out there that Wolf shot him. Well, that's snitching. How is a gangster gonna start some shit or tell the police that somebody shot him? See what I'm saying? That's snitching. If the police know who shot BMF, then BMF snitching, bmf-beech snitching, and it was a lot of BMF in the club that night, and that's snitching. The police should never know who shot the boss, the so-called head of the BMF. See what I'm saying? That's snitching. Now he can say, well, the witnesses said this, and because I didn't heard a whole different story, that Demetrius started some beef, and he went outside and shot at somebody, and they shot him, and when he went to the hospital, he told, he said it was Wolf or somebody. That's snitching. If Wolf name out there, that's not, they want you to believe Wolf dead, Anthony Wolf Jones dead, and his homeboy Riz. And now if that's the case, we ain't heard them say, they said no charge, the charges got dropped. But, like you haven't heard them call it self-defense. That Demetrius or people with him, it was self-defense. See what I'm saying? So, that's snitching. That ain't gangster. See, don't matter who started it. BMF really a gang. See, they throw up gang signs. That's a gang. Gangs don't tell the police. If they got big gangs, don't do that. People that argue in the streets that ain't affiliated with gangs, that set to shoot or kill somebody, may tell the police. depending. But BMF ain't supposed to tell the police, why they shooting. Now, if BMF shooted me or some gang shooted me and I don't have the firepower, not the manpower, the firepower to go after a whole bunch of motherfuckers, I may tell the police. That's an option that I have. See what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I ain't no snitch, man, but, these dudes be snitching. I'm about to put up, something about, Faggotycent or something, man. But, yeah, man, they be snitching Faggotycent, Meech, and Faggotycent, man. They get in trouble and they tell on people in real life. I haven't been in legal trouble while I'm finna go to jail since the early 90s. You see what I'm saying? I haven't been in no trouble. So, you see what I'm saying? And I hate to do this. See what I'm saying? So I'm out. Peace. Oh, yeah, it's a rumor going around. And maybe y'all could check this. Rumor is bmf-beech home. And he was in a Lil Baby video, I guess an early video. He come home during Donald Trump's last year. That's the rumor, right? Y'all should check that. They say, Lil Baby got a lot of videos. I can't go through. I don't know the name of the song. But I heard, he was in the video and he getting out of a car and he stand up and that's it. And so if he is out, why is people acting like he's still in there? And, how and why did he get out early? Like I think I said this before, me, I didn't think he would be eligible for any special consideration. It is rumored that he didn't have a GED when he went in and didn't get one while he was in there. It's also rumored that he got caught with a cell phone. And maybe other paraphernalia. These things make you not qualified for special consideration for compassion release, right? And so if he is released and then it's rumored, he got released and he didn't have any federal supervised release or a case officer or didn't have to go to a halfway house, right? They say he went straight to live with his family in Georgia somewhere, right? That is the rumor. So all I'm saying, if he's out, how did he get out with those negative points, those negative remarks on his record? You see what I'm saying? On his prison record. You see? So, man, that's, they like Faggotycent like to call Snitch. Faggotycent like to call Snitch. I'ma say I didn't basically all but wrote a letter to the police and the state of New York governor trying to get this motherfucker back locked up. Cause he a pest like that. But I was asking, like, how corrupt are y'all to hear and know Faggotycent is not dead, and he absconded from his appeal trial, and y'all just gonna let him skate? No, y'all gotta go bring him back so he can serve a fight trial. His rape case, Tupac two-whack manure, man, is a pest. You know, he getting cabin fever. He been, you know, cooped up in the house with his mother for the last 25 years. So I hear. And, you know, he ready to play, and I don't want to play with him. For real, my thing is they ain't got no education. They didn't sit almost 30 years and did not go to school to get a GED and take college courses. You know, they could have been lawyers, and, you know, they could have got a law degree and helped to get Matulu out way before this year. See what I'm saying? Last year, December, this year. So, you know, I don't feel that. I don't have respect for people that get money and got time and don't have a GED and at least won't go get a GED and take college courses online. That is no growth and development, right? So all I'm saying, you know, how they walking scot-free at this early, you know, Meech out, if he is out, you know, he didn't do 15%, and he was healthy. You know, he was lifting weights in there. He got swole. So, you know, he wasn't, he didn't meet the requirements, right, for COVID compassionate release, covenant release. You see what I'm saying? Now, Terry, he say he got his GED in prison. He was battling weight issues. You know, he didn't get in no trouble. And so, you know, that made him eligible for compassion covenant release. And I guess this how they get out. I guess I'm just going by these reports online and things I didn't heard. You see what I'm saying? So, yeah, man, I ain't feeling being called no snitch. You know, I'm not down with a rapist, a liar, and a dry lie snitch. You know, for hate purposes. You know what I'm saying? I ain't down with that. So that's all I'm saying. I'm out. Peace.